what are some of the concerns that homeowners should be looking at to get their hose bibs ready heading into winter?
Okay. You'll know if it's frost-free, first of all, is if you turn it off and then you notice the water continues to drain like that. What's actually happening right now is the bib is draining.
Oh, okay.
So if you're kind of wondering is if you do have a frost-free hose bib,
right,
that's what you check for. If you don't have that, then you may have the old style hose bibs that
right,
has a whole different way of winterizing. Well, first of all, it is very important that you remove the garden hose from the hose bib. If you don't do that, what ends up happening is that the water will stay in the shaft. It will freeze through the wintertime and expand, and of course it'll crack the bib.
right.
The thing is, though, is a lot of people don't understand is it won't leak now, but it'll leak in next April or May or whenever you go out and you turn it on. It only leaks when you turn it on.
Right.
So that's when people get caught because they've forgotten about the hose bib back in the fall, and then they open it up in May and they end up with a flooded basement.
Right. So come springtime, when we head out to
Yeah.
start watering the lawn,
Mm-hmm.
right? We left the hose bib
Yeah.
attached this past winter,
Yeah.
and then in the springtime we open up, and that's when the basement
when it
floods.
Exactly.
Right.
So what we have here is a kind of a newer generation hose bib, and this is exactly pretty well what this one looks like on the inside. Is there's that's the shaft that actually turns on the bib right in here. That goes all the way through the inside, and then there's a rubber seal that's right here. So when you turn it off on the outside, in fact, what you're really doing is you're turning it off in here. In case you may have an older home, and that would probably be somewhere maybe before about 1990, you'll have what we call a non-frost-free hose bib. And basically that just means that when you turn it off on the outside, you must bleed off the water, or you could end up with the same kind of situation, which is water leakage into the basement if it freezes. So when you're looking for your hose bib shutoff valve, in some cases it will be within about a foot of the outside wall, close to the bib on the exterior, or they may have moved it to a utility room, laundry room, or in this particular case, the furnace room. It's a three-procedure operation in order to do this. Is you come down into the basement, you locate the shutoff valve, and then you simply just turn off the shutoff valve. Like this. Okay, so the second part of the procedure is to go to the outside of the house, remove the garden hose, and open your hose bib. So just take off the garden hose, and then open the hose bib. A little bit of water is going to drain, that's okay. Okay, so the third and last part of the procedure is to open the bleeder. Now also a good idea is to have a bucket handy and a little hook that we hook onto the copper pipe that you can actually catch the water as we bleed off the water. Because in this particular case, the hose bib is quite a distance from where we're draining it. So what we'll do is we'll open the bleeder, we'll put on our little bucket, and now we're going to be draining. So right now we're draining the copper pipe going to the hose bib. Once the water stops draining into the bucket, then just close the bleeder, and you're done.